Happy Slug and welcome back to the Starlake Observatory. My name is Trip Starlake and we're actually having another book club meet. Yay! We are here to discuss the book Sourdough by Robin Sloan, and I'm here with Dr. Toto Hex and Faye. Realm couldn't make it today, but that's okay because the two sassiest ones are here, so I think we'll have a good discussion.
Me and Trips, right?
Yeah, it's me. Yeah, it's me. I'm super sassy.
It's Faye. Sorry, I didn't see you here today.
Damn.
How silent can I be and look like the victim? Hold on.
It's dough time. Wow, that's worse than what I said.
Yeah, that is get out.
Because I asked everyone if we were ready to go earlier, so. So yes, I picked this book because I don't know. I think we were talking about reading something that was more magical realism-y, and I was like, oh yeah, I read this book like a million years ago. It's magical realism, and I think I liked it. And as I was reading this book, I realized I did not read all of this book. But it's fine. It's a time. It's a more of a literary fiction style book where he's trying to write in a very he's trying to sound very interesting as he's writing, I guess is how I put literary fiction, with a magical realism touch to it, especially at the ending. But for the most part, it's just like talking. Now, Robin Sloan is, he has written 3 books now, and all of his books are connected to each other. So from my personal standpoint, reading this book was very helpful for me, who's read all 3 of them. But I do wonder how it was for you two just going in to this short little book about baking and finding your place in the world. And I guess Candide. But yeah.
I thought it was a pretty good, well-written book.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it just never really connected with me. I thought some parts at the beginning kind of did.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's just because my personality in real life isn't the type of go-getter type of person who's just jumping at every single opportunity.
I do understand that. I relate to that.
I kind of was like, oh wow, she's just out there now, and it felt very fast.
Yeah.
And that kind of threw me for a loop, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have something.
I really liked how much she took and flung herself into making the bread, because I'm always open about talking about this, bread's very intimidating for me. Nurturing the starter sounds awful. I don't have commitment issues, but when I think about starting a starter, I have commitment issues.
I understand. It's difficult. It's nice that she was just given a starter, but...
Yeah, that's fair. But the problem is, the starter... So, when... Especially gifted a starter, the starter has to get acclimated to your home. One person's starter is not going to be the starter you end up with. Not only because you're adding stuff into it, but because the biome in your home is totally different than anybody else's home. So your starter is going to be very specific. And that's why, it's nerve-wracking for me.
Yeah, no, you're right. We can't all have magical, slightly sentient sourdough that it's just I'm fine. I'm fine with whatever. I'll just have a little light show and sing.
I kind of wish my starter would sing to me.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I was looking at this book.
Easier.
I was looking on Robin Sloan's his website, and the books were translated into Japanese, and it's just called Lois and the Singing Bread in Japanese. It's okay, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Ironically, I feel like the book didn't go far enough with its magical realism.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I feel like I would have enjoyed it more if, more fantastic things happened. But she kind of goes into this, I guess, food, not quite underworld, but underground.
Yeah, underground for sure.
Yeah, marketplace, which is kind of cool. But and there's all these people making their weird foods and stuff, but it never quite felt
right
surreal enough, until the
very
dough
end.
started
Yeah, I think it's interesting. This book is a novel because it's over 200 pages, but I actually feel like it would have worked better more condensed even. Because some of it I was like, you are just talking, Lois, and this doesn't matter at all. Sometimes,
Yeah.
occasionally, and I feel like we could literally sum up the entire book in like 3 minutes if we really wanted to, because a lot of it is just her internal dialogue.
I actually feel the opposite. I feel like instead of being condensed, it could have been longer, but have more like interesting things happen in the middle. One thing I do appreciate is that they didn't try to like force any romance, and there were some times where it's like some guys were like, "This guy's in love with you," and she's like, "Yeah, great, okay, he can text me,
bye,
bye." I like that, and I like that she very much was not like it was not like that type of a story. They never really talk about what she looks like or like anything, but rather what she does.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the same vein, like you don't really talk about what she looks like.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of fun.
It's true.
But then at the same time, she goes from like baking a loaf of bread to like building like a stone oven in her backyard.
I know. In like one day.
Like, that was like really fast. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah, I know. She moves out to San Francisco, is working at this robotic arm place, isn't having a good time, finds this a takeout place that has really good sourdough and spicy, super spicy special. Eats there every day, becomes their best friend apparently, because they receive their family starter of starter dough, and then all of a sudden she's baking bread like crazy.
You just don't give your starter to anybody. I'm just saying.
It's true. It's true. I don't know. They had a special connection, I guess.
I do like how they were like, "Here, take it. It's our culture," and just like, they were like, "No, I like that. Like, it's a cultured yeast."
Yeah. Yeah, I will say this book did have pretty decent comedic timing at times.
Yeah, I think it was written very well.
Yeah.
Lois's like inner monologues were very funny too.
Yeah, that's true. I would agree. But yeah, literally after that, she just starts baking bread, and bread becomes her whole life. And you're right. She just like goes and she like doesn't have to do anything to though I guess the one thing that bothers me is like everything, because she's such a go-getter. I think this is the point. She's such a go-getter, things will work out for her, but I think things just work out so easily for her.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think there should have been more ups and downs where she like really struggled.
It's like everything is fine. Like after she is an established baker and she gets to go to the Marrow Fair, which is like an underground farmer's market. I couldn't remember the word. She needs to go get the contingency on her working there is if she has the robot arm make the bread for her. But she has to go get the robot arm, and all she does is ask the CEO. She's like, "Can I have it? I'm gonna fix the egg problem," which is like the robot arms can't crack eggs without breaking them or whatever, the shells into the bowl. And he's like, "Okay." You can have it. Right? He just agrees. Like,
I would have liked like an Ocean's 11 stealth scene.
I know, she just gets one.
It.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or like when she needs to go buy the robot arm because she's quitting her job because her bread baking is going so successfully.
Yeah, they're just like, "Okay, we'll pay for it."
Yeah, she musters up all the money and then she doesn't need to spend it anyway.
Yeah, right?
It's so silly.
I think we just sound jealous.
I mean, I'm a little jealous.
I think
but...
it's partially jealous, but yeah, you're right. Because like, we could all learn from that go-getter attitude and things will just work out. But sometimes things don't work out.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like that led to a lack of tension in the book.
It did.
The most tension was like kind of when there were like the slurry people, and they were like, "Can we buy your like culture and make your bread and blah blah blah."
Yeah, that was the only tension.
Like, the most tension.
Yeah.
But other than that, there really wasn't that much tension.
I don't like the term slurry people.
Slurry people.
That's
You're
what
right.
they're called. There's a company in this universe called Slurry, and they make like nutrition gel that you just like suck up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's like in the cooking world, there's slurry. It makes sense. I just don't.
Yeah, it's not the greatest name.
I'm not saying a slur. I'm saying there's from the company called Slurry.
You would never say a slur. That's not it at all. I just don't like the term slurry people.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, it's obviously supposed to be like the comparison to Soylent, but like, yeah. It's not great.
Soylent Green is slurry, people.
Is Lembas better? Lembas bars?
No.
No.
Well, Lembas is based off of Lord of the Rings, right? It's Lembas bread.
Yeah, I think yeah, it is.
Yeah.
From Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But apparently, the way she makes it sucks.
Yeah, you're right. She does.
Yeah.
She makes it suck.
And then she like steals some of the special culture.
Yeah, everything kind of works out. Like she tries to find out why. So the special thing about her sourdough, well, not only does the sourdough literally sing at night and have like little light shows, it also, like when she bakes the bread, there's like weird faces in the dough, or in the bread, not the dough because it's baked after that. And she tries to find out why that is, and like she goes to get to talk to like this book's version of Martha Stewart with no issue.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. And then when like the sourdough starter does like blow up in the end, she's not like incriminated for
No,
anything.
she's not at all. It's not her fault.
I know.
I mean, she technically didn't do anything, so
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. But no, like she's not named or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I don't know if some of this book, the way this book is written, I listened to it on audiobook the first time I read it, even though I didn't read all of it, and I thought it worked pretty well, but reading it physically this time, I kind of liked that, like, the emails are breaks in the pages, and also she talks in like bullet points a lot. I thought that it was a cute touch, I guess, trying to convey a ton of information at once. Even if some of it I don't think actually mattered ultimately. But it was a neat formatting. And I do think it's written very cleverly. Even though, yeah, everything kind of just works out for Lois. And she goes to talk to, like, the goat man who's named Agrippa.
Yeah.
And she learns about cheese cultures.
Yeah, and he's like, there are wars, there are cultures, they're living.
Cultures. And I've realized in reading I have actually read all of Robin Sloan's novels, that's like a thing he really cares about. It's like that like all bacteria is secretly just another like yeah, they're all alive. Everything is secretly connected.
There's fungus among us.
Yeah. Yeah, and so he gets really into it in this book in particular.
Yeah, I can't think about cultures being alive. Like, I know they are, but like, I can't think about it.
No.
Otherwise, baking gets real weird.
Yeah, it gets really weird. Yeah, and it gets really weird for Lois when she's like, oh, I have to she goes and buys King Arthur yeast starter. And she's like, I have to sacrifice all of Camelot every day to make my bread.
Yeah, because her, like, the starters fight each other.
Yeah, they all fight each other. Yeah, it's a funny little book, but yeah. She does attend like this, I guess, like Jaina wants to work with her, right? And she takes her to the slurry factory. And I don't know, even then, like, it's not a big deal. Like, she gets taken there.
Yeah, it's not like the people are evil.
Yeah.
And they're not even like they could have been like comedically like evil capitalists, but it's not like they were like that. Mm-hmm. But she still was like, no, I don't really want to do this. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I don't want to. I guess the thing, it's the only part of the book that made me mad. Like, she knew that Jaina wanted her starter. Like, why did you just leave the starter at your station? At the Marrow Fair, you like, Jaina's gonna grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she did grab it.
Yeah. And then she made
like, what did we tell you?
Yeah, what did we tell you?
Like an apocalyptic amount that like crowded the whole like people.
Like,
we should probably give like a summary to the people in the chat because I feel like we've just been talking.
We have given basically a summary of the book up until now. It's just not the exact details.
Okay, just not in order. Yeah,
just not in order.
So Lois is this programmer girl, and she wants to just like live her life and do her thing, but she kind of feels like sick and like she's living this dystopian reality where they eat like this gross slurry and that like contains all the nutrients they need, and she's just like working every day on these robot arms at this company called General Dexterity. Mm-hmm. And right now the robot arms, like she's working on like how sensitive they are in their proprioception, basically their sense and detection of like where they are in the world and their place. Mm-hmm. But she's not happy with her life, and she gets happiness from this one restaurant she goes to that is run by two immigrants. immigrant brothers, and she loves their food, but then they have to leave because their visas are up. So they give her some of their special sourdough starter to so she can make bread on her own. And she's like, I don't know how to make bread. And they're like, okay, we'll show you. So she learns how to make this bread, and she's like, wow, this is amazing. I like kind of have a new lease on life now. And then she starts making bread for her neighbors, and then this brings her to like making bread for her coworkers. And then the chef in the like cafeteria of her company is like, this is so good, this is like so good, you should like sell this at like the basically the farmers market.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes there, and then the farmers market is looking for like new vendors to like put in different stalls, and then she gets put into the Marrow Fair, which is like this secret underground one that they're like testing things out in. And she meets all these wacky characters who make like weird cheese, like goat cheese and weird lembas bread, and like meets all these, you know,
creative people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she also like meets a club of Loises, just like random old people named Lois.
Club.
Yeah, because her name is Lois, and then she just like hangs out with them a little bit, and they kind of give her some encouragement too. And she becomes really good at baking this sourdough starter until like her sourdough culture starts dying, and then she finds like the goat cheese man Agrippa, and he's like, oh, you need to like make it war with these other cultures to make it strong. So she does that, but then her culture becomes too strong and starts like taking over. Her sourdough starter like starts like, you know, creeping out of the jar and like going crazy to the point where like after the CEO of the big slurry company is like, we like your stuff, she's like, no, I'm not going to sell it. And then the other girl who's making the crappy bread like steals some and then makes like a fuck ton of bread, and it fills up the entire like Marrow Fair depot area with just chunks of bread.
Yeah.
And it's a whole thing. And then she decides, okay, you know what? I'm quitting my job at my company. I'm going to just like bake bread from now on. And I'm moving to Berlin to meet up with those immigrant guys because apparently I'm in love with one of them.
Yeah, I guess so. That's really weird.
Yeah. The Loises are like, you're probably in love with him. And then she's like, I guess so. I guess I'll move there then.
Right.
What a wild choice. Yeah, I read that and I was like, girl.
Huh?
Yeah. I did not get that sense at all.
I didn't get the vibe
just,
either.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Did you get that vibe?
No, I didn't.
Because they're emailing each other the whole time, but he's just like talking about his life and like giving her more information.
Yeah, they're not like in a flirty way or anything. It's just like, it just felt like pen pals.
Yeah, I feel like I missed some emails.
I know. Were they sending like, you know, like nude pics like when we were looking?
Like little hearts, XOXO.
Yeah, what the heck?
I don't know. Yeah, it didn't feel like that either. It was like, okay, I guess it's a little, let's just shoehorn that in.
And it was like email. It wasn't like phone calls or anything.
Yeah, just emails.
Like, I'd understand if there was like more, I guess, stakes in this book and like she went through some more struggles, and then when she didn't know who to turn to, like he was the person that she called, and then they like bonded over that.
Yeah,
but I feel like because she didn't really have that many struggles, it didn't feel like she was really relying on anyone else, which is like cool and stuff, but that also makes it feel like her relationship with other people was like very weak, you know?
Yeah, very null and void.
Yeah, like I barely remember any of the other characters here because she doesn't really have a relationship with most people other than like she baked bread for them and they're like, ooh, thanks, bread.
Ooh, bread is good.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Like that was about it.
Yeah, you're right. She doesn't have very deep relationships with anyone, even then. Like I kept thinking that she would start to have like a deeper relationship with like I guess she kind of does with the archivist guy, but not really.
Yeah.
Or even Agrippa, but it's like they're just like co-workers still.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess the fun thing I find about this book is that like a semi-sentient sourdough is actually like one of the main characters of the book. Mm-hmm. Was that fun for you, or was it like weird? Because
I wanted it to be weirder.
Yeah,
it wasn't
okay.
Weird enough.
It wasn't weird enough. Okay. I agree. I think the sourdough should have, like, I don't know, been flubber or something.
Okay, I don't need it to be that weird.
Are you sure?
But I wanted it to be like more like active, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. Doing more things, showing
Yeah.
more sentience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like
Yeah.
have a part where like, you know, she just cannot figure out how to get the robot arm to work correctly. And like after some of the like starter dough gets like caught in some of the gears or something,
Mm-hmm.
she like figures out a way to tweak it so that it works out correctly.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
something like that. It doesn't need to be like super like, oh, the starter culture is alive and it infected the arm. But like
Right.
give it some more like I guess stakes and stuff. I don't know. She also doesn't really get very emotional.
No.
I think that's another reason why I like the romance was weird, is because she just kind of didn't care.
Yeah, she's so like in it to win it, like the whole book. She's not really showing a ton of emotion.
Yeah, she's not that sad when she quits her job. She's not that worried. She's never that angry at like she's not angry at the other girl for like stealing.
She's relatively content the whole time actually, because she's like, "Oh, I got a nice butt now because I'm riding my bike 10 miles a day," and like like I'm doing great the whole time.
Yeah.
Like,
I wanted more struggles, you know?
Yeah.
Like they find out that she stole the arm from the company. She didn't. She like got it from the CEO, but like if she did steal it and she had to sneak it out.
Or like he lied because like his ass was on a chopping block about it going missing. So he's like, she totally stole it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And then like she has to like figure like she gets like some sort of ultimatum where she's like, you have to figure out how to fix this like egg issue or egg problem.
Yeah, and she also she's just like, I did it.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like they told me to do it and I did it. And that was it.
Yeah. Like her way of getting to every point throughout the book is it's like entertaining enough, but yeah, it's like there aren't enough. There really isn't any complex thing happening here.
And I think because of that, it doesn't feel like this character grew that much. You know?
Yeah.
Characters grow when they're faced with struggles.
Yeah.
But because she didn't really face that many struggles.
Yeah. No,
by the end of the book, she kind of like went through an arc where she was like, oh, I am like a programmer and I'm satisfied with just like my well-paying job, to, oh, I want to like pursue something I like actually care about and I'm satisfied with.
Right.
But I feel like that arc like ends like pretty early in the book. She like already decides that.
Right.
And like I would have even if we didn't have like crazy high stakes with, you know, the CEO and stuff, I would have loved to like watch her deal with interpersonal situations, because like when you sell food, like specifically food at a farmer's market, you have to build trust.
Mm-hmm.
Like people aren't just gonna, especially in smaller towns and stuff, people are just gonna come up and buy your food and trust you. Like you're gonna have to convince people. So I would have liked to see like a little, maybe money struggle, maybe her being like, I'm putting in all this effort for no reason, like the bread's going bad.
Yeah.
Or maybe like because like she's always like selling out, right? She's never the person who's like, oh, like her it's like I'm a perfectionist and my only weakness is I didn't make enough bread.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, or like she would receive money for her bread and she's like, it wasn't as much, but this one felt special, but then she never had a money problem. Yeah.
Or like show me like, you know, her getting like tired or like less focused at her like day job because she's doing all this bread stuff.
Yeah, I thought that was going to happen and it does not.
It doesn't. She just says like, I work extra hard.
Yeah.
And I woke up earlier than ever and there were no side effects.
I don't know. Have either of you read Candide by Voltaire?
I have not.
Okay.
No.
Okay, no, that's fine. I will just explain why I think it's a weird thing. I just think it's weird to add that in there because I thought everything when they were like, oh, Candide, like the Martha Stewart lady hands her a copy of Candide. She's like, you should read this. And basically the point of the book is that like things might be going great, but something will go wrong, and so like just be appreciative for what you have or whatever. But even then, nothing really goes wrong for her. So I just don't know.
Yeah, like solid foreshadowing for what?
Yeah.
I'm looking up Candide, and I misread Leibnizian as lesbian.
Oh.
Amazing.
But yeah, it's like fine, but I do understand Candide is also like finding purpose in like everyday things, because at the end of the book he goes to like a garden and he just like gardens and does simple things and doesn't travel the world anymore. But like don't
Yeah, it
aim
didn't.
too high. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
I
weird.
know. She also wasn't really like struggling
No,
at
she wasn't
all
struggling.
in her like day
Yeah.
job. You know, it would feel more real for her to be like,
It makes me angry when books bring up a different book and then it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Yeah, like what do you
It's almost like
mean?
the author saying like, "Oh yeah, that book. I totally read that because I am an intellectual."
Yeah, well,
It's like a paid call out.
I think I had to read it in college for like some class, but yeah.
I think I read part of this for
Yeah.
college or something Voltaire. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he has lots of stuff, I think, but yeah, I thought it was weird. And I thought like Agrippa would be like, I don't know, more Agrippa-y. But he's just like some weird hippie man with a ton of goats.
Yeah.
Which isn't the worst thing ever. I think he's kind of funny, but yeah, I don't know. I guess when you're making your references, I just hope they have purpose. And I didn't really find that to be the case here. Again, I still had an entertaining time reading this book, but I was like, huh, okay.
Yeah, it's still good, but it was just like, man, I kind of wish she wasn't a pick-me where everything went beautifully all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if she's a pick-me. She doesn't even have
Well,
a
I just meant
personality.
like kind of like the it girl situation
Yeah, she
in
was
a
the
lot
it
of
girl,
books
yeah.
where, you know, she just kind of blinked her eyes really hard and things happened.
Yeah, that's true.
You know why I don't enjoy this book as much is because we read uh, Bookshops and Bone Dust
Oh.
and oh gosh, what was it? Baristas and
Oh, Bookshops, Bone Dust, and Legends and Lattes?
Legends and
Yeah.
Lattes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Legends and Lattes did a very similar concept to this of
Yeah.
like rejecting the like
The hustle and bustle, yeah.
yeah, rejecting the hustle, like the big life
The big
for like a small
adventuring life,
town.
yeah.
Yeah, for a small town thing of like just you know having your own restaurant and having your own cafe, making like small changes and
Yeah.
growing slowly. And there's some problems, but you will make it. And meeting the townsfolk and stuff. I think that book just did what this book did, but
You're
better.
right, though. I wasn't thinking about it from that scope, but you're right. I think I've not no slight to Travis Baldree, but I do think Sourdough is written a bit better, like from a reading perspective. But like
That's
plot
true.
wise,
I do think so.
I think plot wise, Legends and Lattes is more successful.
Right. I think Legends and Lattes writing and prose is weaker.
Yeah.
I think that makes it more accessible.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is, not here nor there, because some people, it's just like, it's a matter of opinion of what type of prose you like. But I do think the overall, like, concept in Legends and Lattes and the idea that, like, the characters have struggles that they work through, I think that makes it a more compelling book overall.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also us coming off, we've read so many food-related books. Oh
we did.
Also, like, Dungeon Meshi. Like, Dungeon Meshi,
right,
I think, like, knocks both of these books out of the water. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, Dungeon Meshi is like a full-ass realized
narrative. Like a full fantasy.
Yeah. It is interesting. His latest book, Robinson's latest book, is a full fantasy book. It feels very like Final Fantasy and Nausicaa inspired because it is. Mm-hmm. And it actually, the narrator, like the third person narrator in the story, is actually a sentient sourdough. So like the sourdough has evolved. No, I'm dead serious. The sourdough evolves, and it just feels like
it was all what this was leading to.
It's weird. I feel like bad because like I didn't make you read Moonbound because it is objectively better. But having read this, and then if you were to read that, you'd get more out of the book, I think. So I'm happy to have read this book again, from that perspective. But I also, it's just like, man, it's like he knew, like he writes the full hero's journey in Moonbound is the new book. It's like, why didn't we have this in Sourdough? I don't know. It's almost like it's a prequel. It feels like.
Mm.
Yeah. Now that I've read both of the books, but when thinking about the book, I was like, no, I mean, every book I pick is just food related right now, so.
Are you hungry?
I guess I'm always hungry. But yeah, I think it's tough because like I want to recommend Robin Sloan more, and so eventually I was like, I will eventually probably pick this book or his first book, Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore. This one is better written, so I picked this one instead. And yeah, it's like he's pretty good at writing, but man, plots get he's not good at build up. Even in Moonbound, he's not very good at like building anything up to lead to anything really big. But
I think he needs to really like plan out where he's going with these books, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's funny because this one, to me, it reads like it used to be a novella and then he expanded it a little bit. Yeah, and didn't actually have the full world in his brain when he wrote it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, it's funny.
Yeah, that's true. And there was also like there's like a whole like mystery benefactor for the whole Arrow
Oh
gang.
yeah.
And it's like that turns out to not be a big deal to anyone at all.
Right.
Like no
it
one
doesn't
cares.
ma't It doesn't
Because
matter.
it doesn't matter.
Because it's just Martha Stewart lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, her name is Charlotte Clingstone.
No, it's okay. You can just call her Martha Stewart. I feel like that like makes me be able to have more.
It paints the picture better.
It does paint the picture better, for sure. Yeah, and I think there is a point where like the whole time Lois thinks it's a man the whole time, and we're supposed to be like, oh, but it was a woman the entire time. But like, but we already know that Martha Stewart is a very powerful lady. So like,
No, turns out it was the starter the whole time, and it's a
that
lie.
would be so awesome if it was just the starter,
right? Just like, thank you for bringing me into this world.
Thank you. Please give me more King Arthur starters.
King Arthur.
Of Sourdough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And soon, first King Arthur, soon the world.
Soon the world. Oh my gosh. I think
Evil sourdough does sound fun though.
it does sound fun. The sentient sourdough is not evil in Moonbound, sorry to say, but
That's okay.
um
It's like a gelatinous cube, except not gel and not cube.
I guess the Lembus became kind of a gelatinous cube.
Yeah.
I'm actually really surprised Jaina didn't die, like, because she was like in the middle of it all. But she just like dug out a hole for herself and somehow had enough oxygen after the huge like biodome explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Don't yeast cultures produce like a ton of carbon dioxide?
Metric fuck ton.
Yeah, they do. It's like it's she
How
probably
was she able to breathe even if she had a hole?
she should probably be
Bloody
dead. Unfortunately. Oh well. I guess it's all for magical realism anyway, because like I don't think yeast can do that. Radioactive yeast. And yeah,
I guess it depends on how bad you are at making yeast.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, Jaina wasn't very good at it. Clearly. Oh crap! I had a thought in my brain.
Hate when that happens.
It was. Oh yeah, there also seemed to be, because of the emails that Bea was sending to Lois. It was like trying to paint this picture. I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but like that like the Maj people, they always like do the same thing. They always stay on second stories, and they don't like try to infiltrate, like make a cornerstone of their culture anywhere. And how like Lois is free to do whatever she wants and free to make her own like culture for her own self because she's like Midwest girl and they don't have any traditions. But I just feel like it didn't really drive it home very much because she just ended up going to Germany to be with the people that don't make. Well, I guess Bayo is making a cornerstone for his culture because he does open up a restaurant in the end, but it could have been better done.
Yeah, they could have like actually met up like in person
Yeah.
beforehand, you know, instead of just ending here.
Yeah. It was like there's a lot of points that were trying to be made that mostly fizzled out, in my opinion. Yeah.
And I don't think this book had like very strong themes. There were obviously themes in the book. It's not like this was a themeless book.
Yeah.
But the themes were a little muddled. It wasn't very clear what the author was trying to say with all this, other than like, get out of there and, you know, like pursue your dreams.
Yeah, pursue your dreams.
Get out of here, you crazy kids.
Yeah. Pursue your dreams because they'll all work out in the end.
Yeah. Don't get stuck at your San Francisco robot arm job. Yeah. And sure, there is something to be said. Like, I do think, like, if you can, you should try to pursue your dream. Maybe not. Things aren't going to work out as magically as Lois is, but...
I mean, it's also important to note that sometimes your dreams will change.
Yeah, that too.
That's true.
That too. I also think Lois didn't really know what her dream was the whole time. Because she was just like, well, this works out and I like making bread, so I'll just keep doing it. But didn't have, like, a huge goal in mind, other than make more bread. Yeah. Although I do have, I guess a question I should ask is, how much did you want to eat bread after reading it? Or during it?
Dude, I was so mad. Because, like, the bakery I used to work at has the better sourdough, in my opinion. And I don't want to go because I don't want to see my ex-coworkers or my ex-boss.
Understandable.
And I couldn't con anybody into going and buying me sourdough.
Oh, man. I would have gone.
So I was just reading.
What about your partner? Just get your partner to go get it for you. Or do they recognize them? Yeah.
When I say I couldn't get anybody, what I meant was I couldn't get anybody.
Oh, man. I understand. That's sad.
It happens.
I did end up buying a loaf of sourdough from my local bakery, just 'cause.
I like sourdough with a little bit of cream cheese and jam, like toasted with cream cheese and jam.
It's good.
Good sourdough.
It was nice to read it and eat. But yeah, I don't know what else. I'm gonna look through these questions and then see if I have anything else to ask. If we have any like other things, because we did discuss the entire plot of this book.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think another point that was sort of being made was like, should we respect the sanctity of the history of food, or should we always be making like new and better foods? That sort of discussion. Yeah, because like there's like different things like the Horace, the archivist, he has like lists and lists of like menus, and this is how they used to make food. And also there's that one part where everyone's going around to each other's like stations, and the people that work at the Marrow Fair, and everyone is like viewing Jaina's weird lembas bar with like hesitancy. But then one guy is like, the mushroom growing guy, he's like, you're crazy. What you're doing is terrible. You're like a farce of food. You're just doing GMO bullshit. Yeah.
Me too, buddy.
Listen, the world's big enough for people to do both. Like, just because someone makes new food doesn't mean the old food doesn't exist anymore. You can make both.
Right. What actually made, like, because I got that message was trying to sort of, like the balancing act, I guess, is what, like, it's a balancing act seemed to be the message. But with Martha Stewart being more traditional at first, when she goes to visits her, like, everyone's doing things like the classic way that you perform, like, your kitchen duties in a restaurant. And she tells Lois to just like GTFO, and she says that she's working for the Marrow Fair. But then it doesn't matter because she was running the Marrow Fair anyway. So does she like the new tech food? I don't know. Yeah, I thought the last like chapter with her was going to be like, well, maybe it's good to go back to your roots, but still keep your robot arm. I don't know. But yeah, I guess that kind of is the case, but not really.
Yeah, I feel like the robot arm would be like really good with people with disabilities and a dream.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, disabilities for
What
sure.
if the main character like somehow lost her arm in a freak baking accident and then had to use robot arm?
I mean, we can even make it more mundane. What if she just had aggressive, like,
Carpal tunnel.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, Toto. You read my brain. Get
Like she
out
was-
of there.
Okay, bye.
Out of there.
But no, like, because she's like kneading the dough all the time. What if her like carpal tunnel's acting up because she's also a programmer and she needs to use a robot arm? Like that would be like, hey, she had a struggle and she found a solution.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that would have been very interesting. It would have been neat, but alas.
That would have been a struggle, and we couldn't possibly let our sweet little baby protag go through a struggle.
No, she's
I don't think it's
perfect.
that. I think it's more just like this book wasn't planned out well enough.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's
no.
more so that. Yeah. Yeah.
This book needed more time in the oven.
More time in the oven for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's a funny little book that like definitely covers everything that the author loves, but not in the most well organized way. like there's like Lord of the Rings references and whatnot throughout the book. Like there's one like scene where she's mentally imagining people that she called like race like stabbing themselves with knives. She's mad at them. Here, I'm gonna read that passage because I thought it was funny. So she's like mad at these guys that are coming around to her stall because they used to work at, or they do work at her job, and they're like, oh, her arm is so like it's old. They don't even know. And then they notice Lois, and they're like, oh, I know you. You're one of our marketing people. Her face burned hot, and through force of will, I cooled my gaze to absolute 0 Kelvin. Actually, yes, I work on control. Then the race pulled knives from their waistbands and committed ritual suicide.
That was very funny.
Actually, they backed
Yeah.
away, and I never saw. Like, that's how what I would imagine too. Like, fuck you for thinking I'm in marketing because I'm a girl.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like that part. I wish there were more parts like that where
Me
her like
too.
imagination just goes wild and we see like she's actually secretly kind of unhinged.
Yeah, more unhinged bits, girl.
Right, exactly.
More unhinged.
She was too hinged.
I mean, she's a little unhinged because she's just like, oh, my sourdough starter is singing. I mean, she does research into it, but she's like, okay.
No, but like, what if
Shit
that was
did not
what
keep
if that
her
was a
up all
plot
night.
point? You know, where it keeps her up and she's just like spending all this time with the sourdough starter,
Yeah,
and she slowly starts going like kind of nuts.
it should have. That's
Like,
what I thought was
obsessive
gonna
almost.
happen.
Yeah. And instead, she's like, yeah, I'll just let it go. It's fine, whatever.
She's
What do
like,
you mean
well,
you'll shut that? Yeah, no,
like-
that little bastard would piss me off.
Yeah, and then what if, like, you know, when she actually has to get rid of the starter because it's going crazy and going too wild,
Yeah.
it becomes a more emotional thing. But it really wasn't. She was just like, yeah, I'm going to get rid of it. And then really, it was like all the other people around her were like, no, don't get rid of it. No.
yeah, no, don't do it,
She,
don't
like,
do it.
she didn't have any problems with it.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't. And then she doesn't want to use the special starter anymore at the end. She's like, we're just gonna make normal ass bread.
But what if
Why?
she's not good at making
But why?
normal
Yeah.
bread?
Yeah, she's not even good at making bread.
Yeah, she's not even
It's
good.
all because of the starter.
Yeah, the starter's good at making itself, basically.
Yeah.
It's so true. It's like, why? You have like a little starter that wants to be bread. That would be awesome if I had bread that could make itself. Freshly baked bread.
There was a joke there, but phrasing. My
Yeah,
goodness.
I know.
I was
Sorry.
I was trying really hard not to say it, and I was like, maybe no one else noticed.
Yeah, whatever. I just say things.
I'm just a little starter who wants to be bread.
I just want to be
I'm clipping that.
Do it.
Oh.
I dare you.
That is.
I
mean,
dare you. All right.
it starts like that, but then it just turns out I'm a little starter that wants to kill.
Oh yeah. Get that in the clip too.
Wants
Nope.
to kill. No, it's fine. My book also came with an extra story that I didn't read. but maybe I'll read eventually. It's called The Suitcase Clone, and it's about grape cultivation.
What is with this guy and food?
He likes food.
It's like he needs food to live or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing with in Moonbound, the sentient sourdough is actually kind of like an organic artificial intelligence system, and it can help the person like remember things that it wouldn't have otherwise be able to. So he like helps this child that's supposed to be the hero in this world like overcome things that he definitely would have just died to otherwise. So sentient sourdough, I guess, gets better. Does do all the things and does kill. It's very Arthurian. And yeah. So I don't know. Now I was like, we could read that one, but it was quite a bit longer, and I try to keep things like 350 pages at most for these picks, so it's like reasonable to finish it.
I cannot get this clip any smaller anyway.
Damn it. She actually did it.
You did it! No,
you
it's great.
activated the brat code. You said I wouldn't do it.
But yeah. I don't know, that's sourdough.
Give me $2,000. You won't. I dare you.
That's crazy. I don't even have $2,000 to give me, babes.
I know, I'm joking.
There's a question about like all the Lowest Club members give like adjectives to their names, and it's like, would you do that? What do you think people give you the adjective of? But it's like, of course they were
Slug.
giving slug. Yeah, slug for sure.
Faye.
Tortle.
Tartle.
Tortle. Yeah, right. But it's I just thought the question was silly because like they're all named Lois. Of course they had adjectives to their names.
Yeah, it's not like they're gonna say Lois 1, Lois 2.
Because that's lame.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like that they each had their own versions of the adjectives for each other, but
Yeah, I like the joke where like no one calls old Lois to her face.
no. Eldest, most greatest.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
What was the point of the Lois Club though? Did they really do anything in the end?
They're just support.
Just to make her feel good about her name being Lois, I guess.
Yeah.
Was that a big issue? I don't think that was a big
I
issue.
don't think no. It was,
No, I think
I was
it
just
was
being
just that it was her closest relationships. So it was like her version of a found family encouraging her to pursue her dreams.
I guess.
Yeah, because she doesn't talk to her parents the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never find out much about that. And then she has like her coworkers, and apparently a couple of them just like randomly fall in love with her because they're programmers.
Yeah,
and
but like
she
we have
read
no
for them.
idea that they do. I like that she's just like, go away, but like.
Yeah, I do like that. But also, I think that was like, you know, silly, but also realistic because like, yeah, they're like programmers and they're guys, and then some girl made bread for them. And they're like, oh,
yeah.
she makes good bread. What if she's the one?
Yeah,
No, she's just being nice because you're coworkers.
And also, she's making like 8 loaves a day.
Yeah,
you're not special.
special.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. Entertaining read. I mean, it's written pretty well. So like, if you have nothing else and you find it at an airport, you won't. But if you find it at an airport, it's a good airplane read, I think.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is. I would feel like I would get bored.
I don't know. I feel like it's like I have a hard time. I don't even know. When I'm on an airplane, everything is so loud, and if I can read something in short little chapters, that it works better for me.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. If I was gonna read something, I want something that like is like actively like engaging.
Yeah, okay.
Distracts me.
That's true. That's fair.
I just did not find this book that engaging. That's all.
Yeah. No, it's fair. Not the most engaging. I'd agree. Let's see. No. So sadly, Realm couldn't make it today, and also has not shared their opinions. So I guess we'll never know. Sad.
The world may never know.
We'll never know. Yeah, it would be interesting.
He thought it was bread-tastic.
Bread? Yeah, probably. Bread-tastic. It was bread-tastic. It did make me kind of want to bake. I guess that's one good thing I got from it. No.
The confidence to make a bread starter.
No.
Or what if, like, I'm just thinking of all the ways this book could be better. What if, like, the first time she, like, goes to the farmer's market, she doesn't get in. But then she takes that, like, failure as, like, a driving force, a motivator to make her bread better.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, even, like, the first time she makes the bread, she's like, you know what? It's not bad. It's pretty good. And it's like, oh, yeah, this
That's
bread's
true.
really good.
Yes.
That's kind of it.
Or I think, honestly, if she had, like, the internal struggle of realizing that she isn't the one that's making the bread good, like, that would probably be
Yeah.
something.
Like the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
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 Like, maybe she, you know, for the holidays, she goes, like, back to her family's place and she's trying to make bread, but she doesn't have the starter with her. So she's like, oh, shit, I can't do it.
Yeah,
right?
I can't even
Or
do
what
it.
if she makes
What
her
happened?
own starter and it beats the original starter? So then, like,
Yeah.
Or what if she, like, makes a starter that's based off of that starter, but it's, like, a different starter and it's her own, and, like, that one is, like, the best one.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, she actually does something that's her own thing. I think she does seem to realize it in, like, one paragraph. Like, I haven't actually learned anything. I'd like to learn real cooking skills. And I'm still a pretty okay programmer, so I'd like to implement learning cooking skills into making the arm thing do them. But otherwise, no. She doesn't really realize that, like, she wasn't the one doing it. Like, the success wasn't her. It was, like, the poor little sentient guy that can't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's our 3 main starters? The Pokemon bread starter discussion.
What is your favorite starter, guys?
For Pokemon?
Yeah.
Fido.
Fido is not a starter.
I know.
Get out of here.
Way to not answer the question, Trip.
Shut up.
Like, you know, obviously Squirtle. Come on.
Yeah, Squirrel's pretty good. I'm looking at them all. I think my favorite is actually... Well, I really like Wiggly.
What? Who?
This one. This guy. What's his name? This guy.
Oh, Poplio.
Poplio. I do really like Poplio. But I think my favorite is Piplup.
You can't say Wiglio because there's actually a Pokemon named Wiglet, okay?
Oh yeah, you're right, there is. Yeah. And Bulbasaur. But I'm gonna go with Piplup. Because of Empoleon.
I usually just say Finnegan because Finnegan reminds me of my dog.
Aww.
Like my old man dog. But like also Cyndaquil and Chikorita. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
Cyndaquil is very cute.
Yeah.
Chikorita is really
Yeah.
useless.
I'm cool
sorry.
with that.
Chikorita is just not a good
Chikorita's
starter.
adorable, and all I need is aesthetic.
The Chikorita was kind of like Ash's Chikorita was kind of a bitch though.
I swear to God, I'm the only person in the
Me
entire
too.
world. I think Chikorita's scary looking. I don't like
It's a bean. It's a sentient bean dinosaur
weird.
thing.
I'm like, what
It is kind of weird. It's like a weird face.
what
Your
is
feelings
it?
are valid, but also irrelevant.
I know. Totodile? Yeah.
What about me?
Totodile? Turns of Pokemon.
Yeah. Mudkip. Mudkip is good too.
Mudkip, yeah.
I refuse to like Mudkip because a guy hit on me one time by pulling a Mudkip card out of his wallet, and he went, "How do you feel about Mudkips?"
No.
And I can't let it go.
That's fair. That's terrible.
Oh,
It
Rowlet.
genuinely happened to me.
Rowlet's a good
Rowlet
one.
is good. He has an orb.
Yeah.
And Ivy. I like Ivy.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that one too.
Somehow I don't like Turtwig as much.
I like Torterra a lot, but
I don't like Torterra a lot.
oh, it was really useful for me when I was
I
like.
like, I like Grotle,
Oh yeah.
the middle evolution.
I was speaking more from like a.
Torterra is
gameplay.
asymmetrical and it bothers me.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, well, it's not that just that it's asymmetrical. It's that it's asymmetrical, but then all the torteras are asymmetrical the same way.
You're right. They are.
It's like, why is there no variation if this is like supposed to be natural growth? Or do they all have like an organ on the same side that is a tree? It's like, what the heck?
I guess I've never thought about it that hard.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Toto, have you ever just had a stream where you just went off and complained about the design elements of Pokemon?
We should do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know nothing about Pokemon, so like I'd be it.
I know everything about Pokemon.
I don't know.
I used to play competitive Pokemon.
Oh, that's fair. I don't know the latest generation at all, but otherwise, I'm pretty good with Pokemon.
The latest generation sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, the latest generation I was just not interested in at all.
Well, okay, some of the Pokemon are okay, but like some of them are like really boring. But then like the problem is the mechanic is so bad. It's like your Pokemon, you know how like Pokemons have types, and that's like what makes them themselves. Well, this new one is just like once per battle, your Pokemon can just randomly change its type into whatever you want.
Right.
And instead of instead of having a cool mega design, they just put on a hat that is that type.
Right.
And it makes like it really stupid because it's like, oh, your Pokemon was weak to that, and I strategized to like knock out your Pokemon, but you just randomly change type. Great, cool, thanks.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Pokemon is weird now, and it's not just that
a
I'm
picture
old.
of Finnegan and my dog in off-topic chat. Hold on.
Dog.
Now I need to feel like I need to prove my point.
Dog time.
Which is irrelevant. Nobody's questioned me. It's irrelevant, but I need to show off my dog.
Dog.
He's just a little guy.
Cute.
He also recently started living with me, so I get like way more current photos of him now.
Yay.
Dang it, I thought you sent the picture to me, but it's just a stupid clip of me saying bread.
No, that's great. That's wonderful.
Never.
I like it. Well, yeah, I guess our topic can wind down. We can have a short stream. That's okay.
Yeah, we're just starting to talk about like random stuff now.
Yeah.
Ignore how goblin-y he looks, please.
That's okay.
He's just a little guy.
Well, they do say, dogs look like their owners.
Wow, that's crazy because
gosh.
I have another dog that's actually friggin' adorable.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, this dog is pretty cute, so.
Yeah, I agree. I'm biased as heck, but I agree.
Where did you post this? I'm not seeing it.
Oh, it's an
Off-topic, my
off-topic
dear.
in the Star Slug book club.
There it is. Oh, it does look like Fennekin
Mhm.
and a goblin.
Yeah, he can be both.
He can be both. It's true. I guess we can give Star and Slug ratings, objective and subjective ratings for the book.
Speaking of which, I was thinking the other day, we
Yeah.
never actually gave Star Slug ratings for Egghead.
Oh yeah, we didn't. No, we
Yeah,
didn't.
what the heck?
I liked it.
We'll have to wait until like
Elbaf is
Elbaf is done.
It's good. Oh well. My bad. I did not even think about it.
Right?
We were all drawing in the second
I
stream too.
know.
I was not thinking about it. Egghead bad 0 to 10 should have had more Luffy eating food. He ate a lot of food.
Not enough eggs in Egghead.
Not enough eggs. That's true.
Too
That's
much
fair.
head.
There was too much. I can't even say it. Yeah.
But yeah, this book, star rating, like 5 out of 10. Kind of average. Good writing. Main character was fun. The rest of the world building was pretty weak,
Mhm.
and it wasn't very compelling to read through.
That's
At least
fair.
not to me. Slug rating, it really depends on how much you like, literary fiction, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like some people would really love this book, and other people's will be more on my side. So, you guys have listened to our review. I feel like if you've listened to the review, you have a pretty good judgment of like where you're at in
Mhm.
that spectrum. Of
Yeah, you're either gonna like it or you're just gonna hate it.
I don't think hate is a strong word. I think I was just meh to it. Just wasn't the type of book that calls out to me.
Yeah.
I can see somebody like genuinely being like, "This is a dumb book. I hate this book."
No,
It's definitely not me. Like it was.
I think it was still well written.
Oh yeah, certainly well written. For my simple little bean brain, I was like, yeah, this is a fine book. It's weird and way too easy, but like, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a decent book.
Yeah, I do have a 1-star review that's a recipe.
Do you?
Yeah, it's 1 part Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore formula, which is his previous book. 1 evil corporation which wants to ruin food. 1/2 glutinous plot. 1/4 overt message. 3/4 of a ridiculous denouement. 1/8 teaspoon of denouement. Oh, is that? Sorry, I never know how to say that word. It's 1/8 teaspoon of technology and 8 trite caricatures. It's great, dude. Great.
Yeah. No, I can see that, but I wouldn't give it a 1 out of 10 for all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, denouement just means like the falling off, like the falling action.
Right.
Of a story. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Do you want to go next, or do you want me to go next, Faye?
We'll go in order.
Okay. So for me, I enjoy Robin Sloan's writing enough that I have read all of his books, so clearly I like it. I do think Sourdough really does suffer from everything that we have talked about, and it's like, I don't know. Dude just needs a little bit of oomph to put a bit more attention in the plots, but I don't know. I liked it. Reading it helped me understand. So all of his books are connected in the Penumbraverse, and it helped me understand the world that he's creating a bit more by reading it again. So from my perspective, I kind of liked it. I'll give it like a 7.5 though. Like, it's all right. Would I recommend it to people for a slug rating? I don't know. The slug rating is probably like a 6. It's something I would give to like my aunt who only reads literary fiction and she wanted something a little bit more whimsical. Like, I wouldn't give it to most people, I don't think. But because we were talking about magical realism, and I didn't feel like when we read, oh my god, the book. Perilous Graves.
Oh, Perilous Graves.
I didn't think that was like, it's not magical realism, it's just magic.
That's true. That's true.
I was like, well, this book is magical realism, so I just had it on my back burner.
This is more realism.
Yeah, the whole time. Realism. Yeah, I know, it's more realism. But yeah, it's well written, and it made me laugh, chuckle, not laugh, but like a couple times.
It made me exhale out of my nose.
Yeah. Go ahead. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Like, I'm not mad that I picked it, because I still think, like, I don't know when else I'm going to pick a literary fiction for us, and I'm trying to, like, branch out into other genres. But, yeah. I don't know. It's alright. Ultimately.
I think the general rating, I'll give it a hearty 6. Because it was well written. There's nothing, like, inherently wrong with it. But she just doesn't struggle enough for me. And I'm not, like, someone who likes their characters tortured. But they need to like, find their own footing. Mm-hmm. And I think it really suffered from that. But I did like that she, like, her femininity wasn't really the main point.
Mm-hmm.
Which was really nice. Personally, I would give it a 5 because, and I would suggest it to people only because if I had to see it, so do you.
Wow, Schadenfreude. Yeah.
Damn. Like, it's alright.
Gotta spread the chaos a little bit.
Gotta spread the chaos. Oh. Yeah, no, I do understand that these 1-star reviews I'm seeing that are mad because it's basically the same plot as his first book, but, like, with bread instead of books. I do agree with that. They're right. But I still found it charming enough to enjoy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it had whimsy. Like it fit the whimsy bill.
Yeah. Yeah. But there is, someone made a point, like, there's a point where Lois is like, no, what I do isn't interesting, it's boring. And I was like, yeah, you're kind of boring. But there is also something I did forget about until this point is that, like, she's from Michigan, Midwest, and it's like, it was like, so, it was like, oh yeah, I lived that Midwest life, and I related to her for, like, the first 20% of the book, and then it was like, what's happening? So I guess I was super charmed by it at first, and then it kind of fell away. But, meh.
That's it.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. Do you think that she was a Mary Sue? I don't know if I would go so much as to call her that, but
She wasn't, like, I don't think she was a Mary Sue. If she was, like, it's like the sourdough doing everything for her, I suppose that she is.
Yeah, I think I called her a pick-me earlier. I meant Mary Sue.
Yeah.
Cause like really, everything
Actually, no, I
works
guess
out
she is a Mary Sue
just
because she
fine.
doesn't have
Yeah.
any flaws or weaknesses. Not really.
I mean, her biggest flaw is the lack of personality, which is usually the
Yeah.
case with Mary Sue.
Or, yeah, she's a little unsure of who she is as a person, but she's very fast to take action.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's always the right action. She
Yeah,
never like
yeah.
messes up.
Right, she never makes the wrong
Yeah, it's always the
decision.
right thing. Yeah, I guess she is a Mary Sue. How sad.
Yeah.
Lois, no.
Fail by technicality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was rooting for you.
I was gonna do something other than send Toto pictures of my dog, and I forgot.
Oh my gosh.
That's okay.
You could send
It
pictures
was a
of
very
dog.
cute the emotional support shark on your dog.
Oh.
Oh, send that to you too, Chip. Sorry.
Whatever. It's all good.
No, that's okay. You don't have to send it to Trips.
Damn.
No.
Because I'll send it to Trips first.
What the hell?
Okay. Okay. That's great. But yeah, I'm happy that we were actually able to meet. It's always nice chatting with you. I don't know if we can meet in October because I'm in Japan. Well, it's October today. I don't know if we can meet again in October because I'll be in Japan.
One of these days we'll finish Land of the Lustrous.
Well, yeah, no, that's the thing. So we can meet on, hold on, what, the 29th would be the next day, like if we're keeping our schedule. But I wanted, like, do we do Land of the Lustrous or do I pick like a tiny Halloween book? I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah.
What are you gonna have time to reasonably read? I imagine your schedule is quite.
I was gonna pick a book I've already read.
Oh, okay.
Like a cheater.
We're cheating. Got it.
And I've also already read the chunk of Land of the Lustrous that we needed to read.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have like a
And
13-hour
I
plane
don't want to
ride.
like do like all of Land of the Lustrous in one review because I think it is pretty.
Yeah, no, we should.
pretty
Yeah, we can spread it out for sure.
dense acting.
Yeah, that's just something I'll have to discuss with everybody. Like, which should we do? Should it be spooky book or not spooky book, or Land of the Lustrous? I guess. I don't know. I'm fine
We
with
could
either.
get together and read My Immortal.
We could just read. That's a spooky stream.
That's
for sure.
horrifying.
That's a
Yeah.
spooky. It's the 29th. Is 2 days before Halloween.
That would be perfect. Honestly, we'd have to find it.
Oh yeah.
I'm
'Cause, like,
sure it's somewhere.
Finding full versions of it online. I tried. I wanted to do like a public reading of it forever ago.
Let me ask my friend Athela. She's done it before.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
But we'll definitely have to go through and censor it because there's some parts where
There
it
are
just like,
some parts for sure.
yeah. Honestly, it's pretty triggering. It's like every trigger warning, honestly. Maybe we should.
Right. That's true. That's true. That's true. I don't know.
We could do a safe for work reenact.
Safe for work version.
Mhm.
I would like to be
No, we should just
Draco
no,
Malfoy. Oh.
write fan fictions of each other
Oh.
or each of like safe for work fan fictions of each other's like VTuber characters.
That's
make
adorable.
them,
No, we
like-
should.
Make them as cringy as possible.
Oh. Yeah,
Well-
we still should.
Yeah,
I'm just
Mhm.
sad now. But it's
You
fine.
can make it not cringy. That's fine.
that's true.
You can make it endearing
No, it's
and
funnier
wholesome.
if it's cringe.
Yeah, I guess so.
We're
No,
already
but-
writing
no,
fanfics of each other's
you would have
characters.
to
It's already
make it-
cringe, but
Okay, we will say it's cringe, but we will make it like not intentionally cringe, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Because that's the most cringy cringe.
The
is
sin
when you're not
itself is
trying to be
cringe.
cringe, but then it ends up being cringe.
none of us are gonna want to be mean to each other except for me and Toto. So everyone else is gonna have very sentimental
Sentimental
stories,
stories. I
and
don't think
Toto
it'll
and I
be
are just gonna be ripping
sentimental.
each other apart.
Authentic cringe.
Toto's like, and then Fate died. Great, cool.
No, I'll just make you a Mary Sue. That's even more cringe.
Too late.
Yeah.
Oh no, Mary Sue Toto.
Oh no. Yeah, I mean, we'll figure out something, but I don't know. I guess we could write or read something. Read like spooky stories for that bump in the night. Bump in the
Oh,
night.
yeah, that's true. We could read something scary.
Well, yeah, I was gonna pick up. It's like a very, very mild horror novella, but
That's true. We could do that.
yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I mean, Land of the Lustrous is scary, but
Yeah, but in more of an existential way.
yeah. Or no, oh no. Oh, I should send you a photo. My friend had a Foss figure, and I didn't even know they made a Foss figure.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like
Kinda
that
like the
you
best
did both
and
send
worst
me the
figure.
dog.
Okay, but who sent it first, though?
I don't
It was
know.
me.
Let's see.
It
Let's
was
look at
definitely
the
Toto.
timestamps. Toto was
think
1
Toto-
minute faster.
Yeah.
Lower than a turtle, you know.
I own the dog.
Oh my god, I own the dog.